what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of my garage. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like in the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we scooped up this pretty beat up, pretty smashed in NIV, and then in one of the streams last week, we went through and did, the interior, changed all that out. We finally located the interior facility, and boy, is it miles away from our garage. So going there, it takes some time. Not even gonna lie, it takes a considerable amount of time, which is why I wanted to do that in a stream. So if you guys missed that or any of the other streams from last week, make sure you check out the Toogii 2 channel for all of those. They should be uploaded in a few days, 2 or 3 more days, I would think. Anyways, what we need to do today is try to sort out how on earth we're gonna pull out this rear quarter panel, as well as like the rear bumper, the trunk. You can see the glass in the rear is obviously very smashed up and broken. So I have no idea how to go about doing this. This is obviously the first vehicle that we purchased that actually had body damage, apart from the rust. We did also repair the rust in one of the streams from last week. So I'm guessing, since we don't really have too many body work tools necessarily, I'm guessing we could try the hammer first, and maybe if we just beat the devil out of it, it'll sort of just get straightened out. Is that? No. Okay, this is 100% is not working. So in that case, we're going to put the hammer back. Let's maybe go with the angle grinder, but we're going to change the disc. This is extremely finicky. I think, there we go. You actually have to grab the disc itself. You can't just grab the box. So this should be a sort of cutting disc. We've been using like the flapper or sanding wheel up until this point. I'm noticing a bunch of lines that have now appeared. So do we just need to chop it up a little bit? Is it showing us lines for every single body panel, or is it showing us lines for just the stuff that need replaced? It looks like every single body panel. Okay. This is going to be really challenging. This is going to be really, really challenging. So rear quarter definitely needs replaced. So I guess we'll just start there. Let's open this up in case there's another one like in the door jambs or something. Oh yeah, there totally is. Okay, so this has to go down the side here, down to the bottom of the rocker. How is the... Oh no, how is the body panel sold though? We should probably look into that. I want to see what comes with the rear quarter, if it'll even show us. Okay, I think this is it. Quarter panel rear left, 63 bones. Let's go ahead and pick that up. I know it's cheaper to get stuff from the store, obviously, but we're doing okay as far as our finances go, so I'm not super concerned. Let's grab the angle grinder again. This way we can at the very least like sort of see what sort of lines we actually do need to cut out of this thing. So right here probably needs to get chopped up. And then up at the top of the window there. Also that one. Down to the floor. I believe that's actually the floor itself. I don't think we want to chop that out. And this would be considerably easier if we didn't have the interior in, but what do you do? And I've just learned that these discs are really only good for a couple of cuts, and mine just disappeared. So we're gonna swap out another one. We'll see what else we actually need to chop up here. Got another body line up there. Yeah, dude, not having the interior in here would be a tremendous help. But we'll keep on keeping on, as we do. Let's maybe chop that one. It's getting a little difficult to tell. Oh, there it goes. In the back. Wow, we really just, like, de-skinned the thing. Okay. Well, that works. So this thing, not as crushed up as all the other body panels are, but it's definitely broken. So I do think it's in our best interest that we try to replace the thing. So let's get that put in there. Of course, now that we have that installed, it's not just going to magically adhere to the rest of the body. We do have to also learn how to weld, which should be interesting. Let's just go ahead and bring this over here. Maybe set it up on the shelf. Should be fine. Now, I don't know much about welding, but I do think we need these rods. I'm almost positive that we're going to need those rods. But where's our, like, welder handle and stuff? Where's our actual, like, welder gun? You know what I'm saying? I got it. It was on top of the welder. Go figure, right? Now we have an electrode here from that box. We're going to try to put that on top of the welder handle. And now we should be able to weld, in theory. Again, I have no idea how to do this. And we're probably not really doing this the correct way. Let's maybe remove the rest of the body panels before we start welding in new ones. That probably makes the most sense. So back to the angle grinder here. We now need to remove the rear bumper. We've only got one more grind, I guess you could call it, left in this disc. There we go. I definitely think we've got them all on the left-hand side. The stuff on the inside's probably for the floor, most likely. Though I suppose we'll just do that one as well. Dude, this is total guessing game. Total guessing game. Okay, there goes that. So that's not the trunk, though. That's like the rear end. So we're going to need a brand spanking new one of those as well. I managed to get the rear bumper bar taken off at this section with the wrench, but now it seems like the license plate and also the taillights are just held in with screws. So I've got the screwdriver now. We're going to do those two there for the license plates, and then these four back here. We're also going to need some new bulbs as well. This taillight's missing all of them, but it doesn't look like it's broken, so that's good. As for the trunk, though, it is just 4 bolts. We've got 2 on a hinge over here, and then 2 on a hinge over here. There we be. Now we can just remove this whole thing. We do have to remove our interior trim off of there as well, because we're going to need that for our new trunk. So let's get our handy-dandy pry tool, and we should be able to just pop that thing on off. Oh, dude, and this is how you take out the glass. Interesting. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, I stand corrected. One of the taillights is absolutely busted. The one missing all the bulbs, of course. So let's see which one that is. The taillight left. Let's get a new one of those, and then a new rear window.
2 very boring minutes later.
Yeah, so I ended up buying quite a bit more than I just said, but that's okay. You know, it really do be like that sometimes. I kind of was struggling to find the light bulbs. These are just called light bulbs, and then these are called light bulbs. I think these are for the front. I think these are for the rear, the headlights and taillights. But now that we've got all the bulbs in, I think we're ready to start assembling. So I should have pieced together everything except for the license plate, because I think we can just do that at the very end of things. But as I'm sort of looking at the car a little bit more, I'm noticing that I think the hood, or not the hood, the roof is a little bit mangled here on this rear section. In addition to that, it also looks like the inner skin for this, the quarter, is also a little mangled. So I'm half tempted to try to just get a new one of those as well. Oh no, you guys. Oh no. It's one of those things where, like, the more I'm cutting away, the more issues I'm finding. Check out the frame rail. Actually, first look at the good side. Nice and straight. And then this side, well, it's just like it's in the tire. That's definitely not good. It certainly shouldn't be that way. So we're gonna need like the rear. I guess that would be the frame rail. I think. Let's see what they have in the catalog for that. Here it is. Frame rail rear. 95 bones. But it looks like it is separate from the other frame rails. So hopefully not everything is all twisted and mangled. I'm really hoping it's just this little rear piece there. I'm going to go around and just clean house here right quick as well, so we can sort of get some of this junk that we've already purchased out the way. The next time that I'm looking at vehicles to purchase, I'm going to inspect them way more thoroughly. I was looking at this thing like, oh, that looks super easy. A day job, if you will. It's not a day job. That is very, very obvious now. So I've decided to put the vehicle back up in the air now, because it sort of looks like some of the suspension components actually bolt up to this rear rail. So I think if I just undo this, hopefully that's going to let us remove it, but I have no idea. Yeah, even on the inside, these struts bolt to that frame rail also. So with that disconnected, surely... Oh, you probably have to take them all the way off, though, don't you? I don't know what else would be holding this thing on. I got it. I got it, you guys. Look at how mangled this thing is, dude. It's definitely seen better days. I had to remove both the struts and, like, this weird rear control arm doohickey, and then it just popped right off. Super easy. So this, now that we've got another new one, is also going in the trash. After even more inspection on this amazing vehicle that we've purchased, it looks like we're also going to need the inner panel, which I did talk about already, but also the wheel well. And I'm kind of at a standstill on how to get rid of the wheel well just by itself. Like, there aren't any bolts or hardware. Maybe I just need to remove the springs. It could be that simple. So now we've got another tool to check out. Oh. Wow, that's way underwhelming. I thought that was going to be like something super special, but you just pick up the spring compressor, you click on a spring, it compresses it, you can remove it. Very, very straightforward. Okay, so now that we've got that removed, there shouldn't be, I don't think, anything actually holding this wheel well on. Maybe we need our grinding disc again. Yep, just this last one, I think. And the whole deal should just pop off. Perfect. All right. And hopefully that's the last of the actual, like, damaged panels. But I'll give it one more quick once-over just to double check. Nope, this mid panel here is pretty bent. I believe it's supposed to go straight across. You can see it's bent in pretty good. So let's remove that gas tank, and then we'll see what's underneath that.
One eternity later.
I'm sure you can probably tell, but I've been at this for a while, and the deeper I go, dude, the worse it gets. I'm not even kidding. I had to buy quite a few more discs as well, cutting discs, just so we can continue working our way through this. So I'm going to do just that. What we're working on now is basically just trying to get the floor panel removed. Also, I was hoping that just this little rear frame rail was bent, but no. This one is also just slightly kinked. So we got to get that out of there, which means we basically have to remove everything underneath the vehicle, and it's... What a time. What a time, let me tell you. This entire floor... You guys, the entire floor just for this little section in the rear. Boy, was that a lot of work, dude. This thing is in shambles. It's absolutely in shambles. And I still have to somehow remove the roof. So I think, actually, we've done this once before. And if I remember correctly, it should be pretty straightforward. We just need to loosen the rear view mirror if it will let me. I don't think I'm close enough. There we go. Oh, tightening. That was probably the issue. Just pop this guy off. We'll place him over here or something. The headliner is now out. So we'll put that out here. I already purchased a new floor. So let's just, dude, look at all the stuff. Look at all the stuff everywhere. It's a lot to take in, for sure. It's definitely a lot to memorize. But I think we're at a pretty decent point. So now with the headliner removed, let's grab the angle grinder again. We're going to have to get a new disc here before too long. But I'm just trying to figure out where we remove the roof skin from. Just after this one disc, I think that'll be the entire roof removed. No? Oh, right, because it's probably welded there. It's probably welded at the top also. There she goes. Incredible. So again, all of that just for this one bent section back there. So this is going in the trash. Hey, that's $6. That's like the most expensive thing we've scrapped thus far. Let's get a new roof now as well. And now that we've got our new roof installed, we can start going around and basically re-welding all of those seams that we severed. So up there for the roof. Up in this corner as well. That's looking pretty good. And then on the back, that's going to attach it to the quarter. I'm sure this gets considerably easier once you sort of know like what lines you need to cut and what lines you don't. But for me, this is my first time, so I haven't the slightest clue. But all in all, I'd say that's going back together pretty nicely. We've got both the rockers on now. We've got the roof installed. I think let's do that that inner panel. We're going to need to grab another electrode out of this box, install it onto our little wand or whatever you want to call this thing. I don't know anything about welding, you guys. I'm like definitely not in the know when it comes to that. But I think that's looking good. So we've got the inside clip now repaired. I think next what we need... Oh, dude, you know what I didn't even think about? Should we have been painting these panels? Like before installing them, or maybe we can just do it after the fact. I'm not super worried about it. Believe it or not, it actually is starting to look like a car again. We've got the outside quarter panel in. We've got the interior one. Headliner is back in. Roof is installed. I think we're making pretty decent progress. But next, before we do the floor, we of course need something to attach the floor to. So that's where this frame rail comes in. Again, we're just going to have to grab the welder and, you know, weld up all these seams that we split. The floor might be in now, but it definitely didn't want to go in. As you can tell, it's slowly but surely falling off of the hoist now, which is not ideal, obviously. But I think we can manage with this, right? We've dealt with worse. I don't even really want to talk about how long it has taken me to get the vehicle lined back up on the hoist to a position where I could actually raise it back up. But we're here, and we made it, and everything is great. So what do we want to do next? We got this weird like middle panel that doesn't get welded in. It's actually just 2 bolts. So I got to get my wrench again, and then we can get that thing installed. And then next, I want to go back to all the panels that we were sort of welding in. Oh, no. Oh, no, we got to do this. We got to do this one next, dude. Now we can do these wheel wells. We'll get that one put back in. And then the one on the right side was actually pretty good. Or at least it looked pretty good to me. So I'm going to just straight throw that thing right on back in there. And then we'll get some new welds put in as well. I've definitely had a good time, you know, piecing this whole thing back together, but I cannot wait for this to be over, dude. I just want to drive the car around and have it look nice, though we still have to, you know, complete the whole engine thing, because this block is very rusty. A lot of the engine components are actually very rusty, so it's still not going to drive very well, but it's at least going to look good. And that's what's really important. Look at us. Dudes, look at us. It's like nothing ever even happened. Body damage, who? Okay, that, if you could stay open, so I could, if you could just stay open, if you could just stay open for a split second while I screw these screws in, that would be awesome. Currently just balancing this thing on my noggin. Got the strongest noggin in town. There it is. There it is. Okay, so that, now that we have the screws in, should stay open, which will allow us to reinstall this whole, like, rear clip. And then the last thing we'll need is, of course, a license plate. But with this in, now if we just grab our welder again, we're going to make our way around and run out of another electrode doodad, so we'll pop another one of those out the box. The 2 things we used the most of today have definitely been these electrodes and then also the cutting discs, for sure. But having another look around, it seems like everything is good to go. Let's go ahead and close up the trunk, make sure everything is good. Dude, that looks insane. Like, remember what it looked like before when the whole, like, rear end was all crushed in? We had bent and mangled frame rails and things. Also, the nice part about doing all the additional, like, suspension stuff is if I ran across something that was, say, super corroded or just obviously broken, I ripped it out and just bought a brand spanking new one. So I think, like, one of these control arms over here, maybe that little one up on the top, that was pretty dusted, and then this caliper over here was pretty gross, so I've I've replaced both of those. But let's try to get a new piece of glass for that window, because I definitely don't think that there is one there right now. Hopefully this is the right side. There it is. All right, we've got glass now all the way around this bad boy. We've got brand spanking new body panels everywhere that we needed new panels, I think. So hopefully we're all good on the bodywork now, dude. That was an insane process. But, you know, the end result, I mean, speaks for itself. It's looking pretty great. So does this have a front license plate also? It does. Did these ever match? Maybe. Should we... Is it important that we make them match? Oh, no, it was a total match. So 39583C is what we got. Well, I haven't been able to find the license plates in the shop, so I'm almost wondering if we... Oh, you know what? There is a separate plate catalog, if I remember right, over at the store. So that's, you know, end goal. We could just get that whenever. Not a huge deal. What else are we missing? I just feel like we're missing other things, but I think that's it. We're going to take a quick look at the NIV overall. Clean state, 5 stars, super good on rust. Color condition is very poor. Original color was just black. Its current color is like that Hunter Forest green. We could change it to whatever we wanted, but we would have to buy paint to match that color. Overall condition is obviously 4 stars because we do still have quite a bit of work to do in the engine bay. But let's go ahead. We'll leave it up on the hoist just like it is. We'll choose a new color for this. I'm kind of leaning towards this canary yellow. It's certainly not going to be a perfect color match, but hopefully we can get her done with just 3 cans of paint. And then that was FF 80. So that's what we need to set the respray color to for this one. Okay, there we go. Current color is now the same canary, well, a little bit different canary yellow than what's on that already replaced rear quarter. But let's start spraying. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like this a little bit more. It's more yellow. This one's kind of pale. So let's just paint her on up, and then hopefully we'll have a little bit higher value for this thing. This might be an unpopular opinion, but Banana Laffy Taffy is the best flavor of Laffy Taffy ever invented, and that's what I'm getting from this vehicle. Big Laffy Taffy energy. Big banana Laffy Taffy energy just from the color. But obviously we have a little bit of overspray on the rims. What I would like to do with this car is actually get an entirely new set of wheels and tires, or I guess rims and tires. So I'm going to go ahead and just commandeer a customer vehicle. Someone told me that the pistons are bad. That's probably not going to run. We're going to skip that. Hey, I think my battery's dead. Do we have anything? Battery wires are bad. I think there's a problem with the window lifters. This one probably runs just fine. It's a good thing it's not raining today. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be taking this person's whip. But we need just something to take us down to the store so we can get a fresh new set of wheels for the NIV. I don't actually know how I didn't notice this before. Has it been snowing pretty much the entire time? I feel like I saw some snow flurries, but I didn't realize that it actually put snow on the ground. Driving this thing over here was very slidey, to say the least, but hopefully we'll have plenty of trunk space in here. Let's take a look at some of the different rim options. So the NIV is a 5-bolt pattern type of rim. Some of these are 4, some of them are 5, so I think we probably need to stick with the ones that are 5. And then once we figure out what size rim we're going to get, then that's going to tell us what size tire we're going to need as well. Okay, there's quite a few different ones in here. We've got like a low pro, high profile. That's probably better suited for the NIV since it's a SUV. And then there's 16s? Are there even 16s on... Oh, there are. Okay, those are a 16. But again, they're 4-lug. I'd have to do like a lug conversion. Oh, these are actually kind of sick. I wonder if those would look good on the NIV. Tell you the truth, I think these will look a little bit better. So that's a 15. Those are all 16s over there. So we need probably 4 of these. 4. There we go. And then let's grab 4 of these. That's a big chunk of our money now just gone. So let's get this loaded up in the customer's vehicle, and we'll bring them on back to the garage. So the trunk's not closing, but we should be okay, I would think. Look at how slippery, oh my god, how slippery the roads are though, dude. I'm just gonna try to take this turn a decent speed. Oh, okay, never mind. It's not that easy to tell. Can we do some donies? Hey, there it is. There it is. Amazing. Only in a customer vehicle, of course. And then this, we'll just get backed up to the garage as close we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think that'll do. And no, I'm not actually gonna fix this person's window regulators or window lifters. We only needed them for their vehicle. Now that we've made it back to the garage, I think we're good to just, you know, send them on their way. Now that we've got our new rims and tires brought back to the garage, though, we're gonna start to mount these bad boy billies. Hopefully using this machine is pretty easy. I can't say I've done it before. Oh, is it actually done? That's it. No shot, dude. For real? Okay. I mean, it looks like it's on there, unless we need to push all the different foot pedals. No, I don't think so. Sweet. The real reason I'm trying to ditch the Steelies, well, for starters, they're super ugly. We could have probably painted them black, which would have been fine, but if we take a look at the tires, you'll notice we have some nice, still visible wear bars on the center of that one, whereas if we go around to the rear, these are like completely bald. There's hardly any tread left on them whatsoever, and since it's a four-wheel drive or maybe even all-wheel drive vehicle, you would kind of expect all the tires to wear the same, but in this case, for whatever reason, they just didn't. And rather than getting new tires and just swapping them around, I've just decided to get new tires on a new rim instead of, again, using the Steelies. So all we've got to do now is get these old boys uninstalled and thrown where they belong, in the trash, and we'll get the new ones on. Should be it. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Dude, that looks so good. That looks so good. I didn't really pay attention to what size the original Steelies were, but I don't even care, dude. These are where it's at. Oh yeah, all the tires are kind of going to be completely deflated, so let's pull out the lift arms here. We'll get our handy-dandy little tire pump out, and then that should be all she wrote for the day. Hold the phone. Wait just a gosh darn minute. Is this vehicle missing the windshield? Yeah, I would say so. I don't see one there. Okay, well, we're gonna have to buy one of those straight away. Dude, how did I actually not notice that? How did I actually not notice that until just now? Okay, overall condition, that brings us up to $11,700. Overall condition, still 4 stars. Again, we still have quite a bit of work to do in the engine bay. But, you guys, peep the NIV, dude. That thing looks rowdy. It looks like it could get down. It still doesn't run very well at all, but it looks good. And again, that's what really matters. So I do think that's probably where we're going to wind this episode down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.